Of course it's raining. Hello everyone! Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to continue on with some Dawntrail. Hopefully we can figure out what the heck is going on. Let's see if the Queen of Alexandria has any information for us. The next quest starts over here. With Alize, I believe it was. Yeah, there she is. Let's head over and talk to her. Alize, you have every right to be suspicious of her. A royal welcome. Alize is inclined to keep a close eye on the Queen. Exactly what I said. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this palace, the outskirts. Place, not palace. So let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphine as well. Alright, let's head on over there and make sure to check for aether currents. West, perfect, that's where we're headed. Let's hopefully pick it up on the way. Now, I am curious about what the heck is going on. Oh, hey, the rain actually stops under overhangs. I forgot about that. It looks like they've got a bunch of, like, farming, agriculture stuff over here. Let's double check this again. Southwest. Okay, so it's down over here. Right? Let's see. Or is it up on top of this area? Southeast. Okay, yeah, it must be on top of there. Let's see if I can get up here. If not, I'll need to figure out a way to get up there later. This looks like enough to get up here. Yes, it is. There it is. Let's go ahead and pick it up. Nice to be able to get some of these on the way. And then we'll pick up the rest of them after we finish the story for this area. Alright, another one down. Where's the next one at? West. Okay, so we not too far away. But let's go ahead and talk to everyone and continue the quest before we go hunting for more currents. I do like Sphine's dress. It's a relief to see people here are well, at least. That's true. Wait, do we actually see anyone, or is this just... I mean, clearly there's something going on, considering these agriculture pod things. Looks like they got some... I don't know why they need to do that, considering it's raining. Like it always is. Most unusual farm, but the procedure appears normal enough. Oh, produce. That makes more sense. A most unusual farm, but the produce appears normal enough. The innovations of Alexandria are nothing short of extraordinary. You mean you guys didn't think of sprinklers on your own? Have you ever seen such strange contraptions? Well, not in this world. I wonder what this one is used for. I wonder, Wokalabot, maybe it's the thing that's spraying water all over the crops. I wonder what it could be used for. Those brick buildings. I've seen their like before, though I cannot remember where. Interesting, okay. I trust you're familiar. I trust you have similar farming facilities, not faculties. This isn't the school. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Trawl. Well, not like this. They're completely different from ours. Yeah, they use like irrigation, right? Yeah, we saw the paddies in the... with the Hanu. I always get the name wrong. I never remember which one it is. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We've settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Trolley have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electropy has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. And they did this in, like, a day? Clearly there's some time wibbly-wobbly stuff happening. Electro what? Yeah, Wokalabot's not going to be the one to know this. Electropy. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. This sounds like something Kuano would be interested in. Alright, let's head on over to the outskirts. It said west, but we're heading a little bit northwest. So it's probably going to be somewhere, I don't think it's going to be all the way up there. That'd be kind of weird. But it looks like there is space all the way to the west past that wall. So hopefully we'll be able to find the Aether Current then. In the meantime, let's head on over here and see and reach the outskirts. Oh yeah, this looks more like the normal buildings that we were seeing, just with a little spruced up with some special lights and stuff. And, you know, a special bridge. And a special big glowing orb. Alright, let's talk to everyone again. I'll admit, I've seen nothing particularly suspicious yet. It's fascinating how they've combined traditional bricklaying and electropy-based engineering. A curious blending of two cultures. It's a rather lively settlement, isn't it? In defiance of the ceaseless gloom, almost. It's a relief to see the people here are well. Hopefully the same can be said for everyone in Yusolani. Oh no, they're totally dead, Wilkemont. This is Tanawatan Village, or at least it was, before the dome and these strange contraptions.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
I mean, the buildings look similar, but except for that, you know, big giant glowy thing in the background.
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The Queen has come!
They've all got those things on their head. Are those brain slugs? Futuristic brain slugs?
You look well, Paquine. And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
And she actually knows their
When she
names.
introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi.
That's what I was thinking, actually.
Me?
Considering how she knows everyone's names.
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people.
Zoraal would like to...
And I should like to know them as best I can. Even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And then we have Zoraal.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve, Wuk-Lamat, and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
Right. Good people. Yeah, we'll ignore all the
Rumors
bodies
of a
on my
link to the
conscience.
outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Oh, where are my manners? I am Papone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawautan ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa.
Kafkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
No, my theory was that time has passed way faster for this in the bubble.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasolani are alive and well.
Although that wouldn't really work, right?
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
I thought he was adopted.
You know my mother?
Or I'm probably thinking of Kuana.
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please. Where is she?
Uh-oh. Oh, soldiers are here.
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
I bet she's like leader of the resistance or something. I thought the side eye was...
Question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
I thought the side eye was gonna be like, yeah, she's, dead.
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then...
Also, yeah, no, it looks like there is no timey-wimey stuff here. Or at least with these people.
Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Pepone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
Oh, okay, yeah, time stuff has happened. That makes more sense. Okay, I was right.
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago.
In the dome. Outside, it's only been like a
Which is not
day.
to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
That makes sense why so much has happened in the dome. And why he changed so much.
Long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen
And that makes a lot more
blessing.
sense too. He talked as if it had been a while.
30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source.
Gee,
The
really?
fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
You know, like I already theorized about 4 times in this part and last part. Meaning this is a place of another reflection? Maybe not. Do you suppose time is still passing faster in here? Let's go with this one, because that's what I was thinking of.
I was able to make contact with Yestola not long ago via link pearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern.
How convenient.
And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sveen, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
Time to question the locals.
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zoralja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living.
I mean, I guess.
Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods,
Tonawatan, okay.
the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please. You needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care.
Oh. Is she gonna be this kind of character?
Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
Where she's gonna be, oh, well, I'm gonna help you, and then she messes everything up? Hopefully not.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
Alright, time to get a second grand tour. And question the locals. Oh, hold on. Don't trick me, game. I'm gonna attune to the Aetheryte. Game tried to trick me. Make it so I couldn't teleport back. Dastardly individual. Alright, let's go and talk to Wilkelamot, and then Sveen will wrap this quest up. I want to get through, there's an achievement quest and a couple of quests. I want to see if I can get through that today. Touring farmlands with the queen of another nation is not how I expected to spend my day. Electropy has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but it hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. This does not sound like Zeralja was involved in this discussion. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going as far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that, except that we all speak the common tongue, so I don't know what you're talking about. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the trolley tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Again, everybody speaks the common tongue. Like, at least in Eorzea, that's what they call it. But then we didn't have any issues communicating in Troll, so, like, I guess it's the same language? Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Trolley have learned a great deal from one another. And I'm sure there is much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Wait, looks like we got that royal welcome. Alright, let me just double check what quests I want to plan to get through today. Let's see, there's a Vanguard, and we just did a royal welcome. So I want to get through 1, 2, 3 more quests today at least. Let's see, will I have anything different? Marry the Queen? Yeah, that's the same thing. Let's talk to Sveen and keep going. A day in the life. Sveen is eager to show you around. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yuppie's Halo, it is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to Yuppie's Halo. I need to see how they end up saying that. Alright. Mount up, check Aether cards again. South, okay. Let's head on over there. And keep an eye out for it, although I suspect it's on top. Like up here. Or we won't be able to get it yet. So I'm not gonna be too concerned about trying to get it right now. Let's see, looks like the next objective is over this fence. Yeah, there they are. Let's talk to Wilkelamot, Sveen, and then Mausa. What do you suppose they keep inside this building? I don't know, maybe crops? Here we are. I'm sure you'll learn a great deal from the workers here. Allow me to introduce you to Mahuswa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with our farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen Sphene, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Musa. I thought to seize the opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please, walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go ahead, I'll keep Sphene company. That does not sound like a duo you want to leave alone. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wiklamott's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. My duties here are quite varied despite being merely a farmer. We all have to do our part if we're to prosper. Alright, let's see, who else we need to talk to? And then, oh, okay, they're all over here. I was gonna, like, see if the Aether Current was over here, but I'm gonna just hold off on that for now. Trying to get the objectives done first. Looks like the first one's around here. Let's go ahead and tread on all their crops perfectly. Oh, there's the first person. Kip Pewi. Looks like he's taking care of these dodos. They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is, which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not quite. Now that I have a desire to leave, not that I have a desire to leave, mind you, I'm quite content with my life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here in UP's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job's a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Okay. Let's see where the next one is. This one's probably going to be more crop related instead of farm the animals. Hello, Hinek. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site then? Well, actually, I'm from outside the barrier. Well, this here's the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground. Ah, okay. I thought that they were like individual pods or like little storehouses, but apparently there's a huge, they were probably all connected underground. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Well, that's nice. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. Well, I guess there's going to be an emergency where they're going to need them. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electropy complicate our lives. but it's just a matter of learning how things work. So Aaronville's mother is going to be with those people who did not want to integrate into Alexandrian society, and these are all the kids who have seen it since their childhood and have grown up over 30 years. At least that's my guess. And for them, it's just that's how it's been forever. Whenever all the old people are like, this is not how it's been, I'm gonna be a boomer about this. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. That's interesting. Go ahead and check this third person. Yeah, this is actually going to be a person tending to the crops. Alright, Elias. What? This is a girl? Oh no, it's a guy. Okay. If it was a girl, it would probably be pronounced differently. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... Do you wish to know about my job? I mean, I guess. I tend to the fields mostly, watering crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work, but honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. Interesting, okay? It hadn't even occurred to me that there might be people who had been born after. Yeah, actually, that's the question. Is he under 30? Was he technically born in Alexandria? Because this is technically Alexandria, so he was born after and doesn't remember anything from the old world. That would be pretty interesting. Anyway, let's go and talk to Woklamot and then Sphene. It's a shame Kwana's not here to see all these bizarre contraptions. You know, I thought of that too. It seems like something Kwana would love. I see. Don't push yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Are we going to learn what that is? Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. Then let us return to Musa. That was the first farmhand we talked to, right? Oh, gonna just fade out. Okay. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? Very interesting. Everything was surprisingly normal. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. Electropy is quite impressive. Let's see, I think I like the first two. Everything seems surprisingly normal. I was amazed. Yeah, everyone just seems to absolutely love what they do. I wonder if it's because they have to. A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? I mean, yes, but not everyone usually does. Oh, but I jest. It's true that the people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always, they take their duties with a good cheer. What did you think of our little tour, Lama T? Oh, right, because... what did you call me? Probably from Zeral Ja. Was that inappropriate, or maybe someone else said it and I don't remember? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. I mean, yeah. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and the livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Oh, okay, is that what the other guy was talking about? Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with energy, and they're releasing it into the water we use as a source. I guess we gotta go deal with that. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Understandable. Well, I guess we know what we're doing next. We could take care of that if you'd like. That is most gracious of you to offer, but it's much too dangerous. You are completely misunderstanding. I literally can't say no. Also, I'm a literal god killer, and like Wukulamat, like, you know, if I'm there, she'll be fine. Oh no, it's no trouble for the valve resolve of Tuligolal. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Brilliant is even stronger than I am, well, at least she understands that. It shouldn't take us long at all. Then very well. I gratefully accept. Please take all care. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Well, time to go kill stuff. That didn't take long. We're getting a little too comfortable with all the... what's the right word? With all the like, normal stuff. Now I gotta go breathe in some more purple smoke of death. Their death, of course, not mine. Hello, buddy. Old pal. Wait, when did this get added there? I guess I don't need this here then. Oh, I unlocked it. There we go. But didn't I just do all three of them? Oh, okay, I must have messed it up. There we go. Yeah, I still don't understand how this ability works, or how that second ability works. I'll eventually learn how to, you know, actually play my class. But, like, this is normal content, so, like, you don't even need to think. Alright, next objective looks like it's on the other side in the water. I mean, they did say it was charging up the water, so I guess that makes sense. Let's go inhale some more purple smoke. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. I mean, what? There we go. Is that all we needed? Yep. Let's head back to Sphene. Man, this is a quick quest. It's still... I guess this does explain what the heck what happened. So basically the dome appeared, and then like time fluctuation thing made 30 years pass inside the dome, and that allowed Zoraljah to use the technology to build like war stuff. And then he led an attack on Tuliolol. At least that's what I've gathered so far. Ah, you're both all right. Thank goodness. You really needed to have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guests. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed. With this, we won't have to ask Zeralja's machines for help. Ooh, that's interesting. None of them like Zeralja. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction of the people's protection. That makes a lot of sense. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sphene. That's enough, Musewa. Or Mausa. Mausa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. You seem a good sort, Sphene, that I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? I get the feeling she's, made a couple of mistakes in the past. Either that or the previous ruler made a couple of mistakes in the past, and she had to watch them. Alright, I think there was only one more quest after this that I wanted to get through. Let me just double check. Oh, no, 2 more quests. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk to everyone, then Sphene. Zeralja, you bastard. My apologies for laughing earlier. Your friend painted an image so far removed from the Sphene we know, I couldn't help myself. Well, considering what we've seen, that's understandable. So go and talk to Sphene and get started. On the cloud. Sphene would take you back to the outskirts. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. So again, that ether current is to the south, but I suspect it's going to be on top of the wall there. So I'm just not going to bother trying to find it. Let's go ahead back into the center. Let's see, would it be faster to teleport? Not really. The amount of time it would take to actually do the teleport would be slower than me just walking over here. Alright, let's go and talk to Sphene. There's so much of Alexandria I would love to show you. Do you hear that? No? Time for the boys to roll in. Impose even stricter martial law.
What's happening over there?
We probably don't want to know.
It's nearly time.
What, the sacrifice or something? Of course, there's got to be some darkness in this. This has been too happy-go-lucky.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
What's this gonna be? Is this where they extract the souls or something?
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all
Oh,
right.
it's Namika. She made it.
What's the matter, dear?
Yep, that's the bracelet we got back.
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her.
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Still waiting for the
Is
explanation for the text on her back.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me. Wuklamat.
This isn't near as dark as I thought it was gonna be.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end.
Okay, so now what are they gonna do?
Be not afraid. Your memory will live on. In us.
Because clearly we saw something with like
Living
soul
on in
stuff.
memory. The giants share a similar
Oh, I know.
belief.
Oh, I know. I've heard there's a zone with that name. I know that. Pretty hard not to.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
I mean, she just lost her father, so like...
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
That was sad, but it wasn't as dark as I thought it was gonna be. Now the question is what do they do with the souls and what are they talking about with that stuff?
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Yeah, now we're gonna get the explanation of the souls and stuff.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time.
Also, man, 30 years when she was already pretty old?
Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred.
Okay, nerd.
Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
Didn't we see something like this in the past?
It does seem the most likely explanation.
Maybe I'm thinking of something from, like, One Piece.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I mean, what about those ruins?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding.
So where are the local nerds that we can talk to?
I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
By Zeralja?
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm.
Ah, yes.
The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's innocuous influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
Not quite.
But of course, our next stop
Ah,
ought
she
to
doesn't,
be
just
Everkeep.
dodges the question.
That tower over yonder.
Doesn't answer it.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district.
Yeah, Solution
where
9,
you will
that's it.
doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
That's the next area we unlock, I believe.
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zeralja resides.
I don't think that would be a good idea anyway.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zeralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zeralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
I think she'll just maybe look the other way.
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm.
So, like, if we threaten the people and say, well, we won't kill them if we kill Zeralja, then you'll be good with us, right?
It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
Maybe.
I'm afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
Interesting. Clearly they live in fear of the soldiers. Uh-oh.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry,
Oh,
but I don't know who you mean.
that's how this is gonna work. The camera angles, man. They learned him in Endwalker. It looks like they kept him around.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is?
Guys,
You're in charge here. She was under your care.
now how does this work?
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Is that actually the terminology they're gonna use? It's in the cloud.
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud.
Oh no.
Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
It's actually called the cloud. Or are they all hooked up to AWS? What happens if I crash the server? Oh look, it's AWS! It's not Alexandria, it's Amazon. Duh! Well, that's pretty interesting. Well, I guess we'll learn more about this memory stuff later. This is very unsettling. Actually, it was the camera angles that were unsettling. We'll see how it is with other people. As far as I could tell, Pepone genuinely has no recollection of Namika. I've never seen nor heard of anything like this before. What's going on? How could Pepone suddenly forget about Namika? Maybe it's the little brain chip he has that connected, and they're all in sync and connected to AWS. It's as if he never knew her. Yeah, Woklama, that's the point. Could the same things have happened to others as well? I wonder. There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. Oh, gotta question the locals. Again. Oh, let's go ahead and talk to everyone, find out that they all had their memory purged. It's like how there's no war in Ba Sing Se. I'm sure they definitely haven't used this for nefarious purposes. Nope, definitely not. Alright, working residents, do you remember a woman named Namika? An old woman named Namika? I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. Yeah, I mean, this is how it's gonna go. She got erased from the database, and now nobody connected to the cloud remembers. Right, preoccupied resident? What do you know about Namika? What's that? Do I know a Namika? Never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she'd spent time here, I would remember. How come nobody even, like, considers that it could be living memory or whatever? Except for Pepone. Anyway, where's this last person? Probably down below, actually. Are they inside here? Okay, I can go in. Yep, there we go. Caregiving resident. Oh, right, this was one of the people, I think. I do recall caring for someone until recently. And you say that was a woman named Namika? Well, I can't say for certain if it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. I'm going to, every single time I'm going to see the cloud, I'm just gonna try and stifle my laughter. Because sounds so goofy with like people who reference the cloud as if it's not just some computer running in a data center. It's like some mystical place. Anyway, let's go wait at the destination. So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. Well, such a thing might be done with magic. To alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. Maybe it was the little brain slug they have on their heads that they conveniently zoomed into before all this happened. You would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act, too. And I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Pepone seemingly forgot, a light on the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continue making such inquiries, I expect we could only cause confusion. Well, that's for sure. Indeed, if we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for... This is Aaronville's mother, I believe. It's like Kokio? Kua? Instead. Sphene said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. Now, what are the Thunder Yards? Is that the graveyard or something? Or, ooh, who's that little guy? He got some angry eyebrows. He very angry. Impossible. Stare. Another kind of mechanical soldier. It looks dangerous. We'd better just try. No, it doesn't really look that dangerous, even with its angry eyebrows. Wah! Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Aaronville, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, it went off in that direction, in the direction we're headed anyway. So let's try to track it down. Right, Aaronville? You're the tracker here. Wonder what that thing was. Maybe it was like a thing from living memory? I don't know. Either way, let's head on out over to the Thunderlands or whatever it was called. Is that actually over here or not yet? Let's see. Oh, okay, Thunder Yards. That's where we're headed. Of course, first we gotta hit the quest objective. Let's head on over there. So is this giant thing gonna be the Everkeep? Maybe. Oh, there's Alize. Let's talk to her first. It's faster than it looks. Well, that's just because you got short legs. That's why I'm a tall, not a small. I do not see it. Okay, Grandpa. Need your glasses. How about you, Kryl? You see any? You see it? No sign of it over here. Okay, let's check with Wilklamot too. Nothing but birds over here. Let's check Aaronville as well, and then we'll wait at the destination over there. That voice. Could it be? Ah, okay. Judging by that, my theory now is that those things have the souls of the people, and that was his mother's soul or whatever. That's my theory right now. But then why would they erase their existence from everyone's memories? I get the feeling it's leading us over there. You found it? Of course I did. I went to the quest objective. I don't know why you guys didn't. Quest objective? What's that? Nothing. To the northeast. Then it must be bound for the mines. Come on, then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. This does seem like a bit of a trap, a little too convenient. Alright, let's head to the mines. Just like where the children yearn. That joke didn't work, right? Alright, this looks like the mines. Go ahead and talk to everyone, and then Aaronville. I think it's safe to assume it went into the mines. An old coal mine. It appears to have long been abandoned, like so many other places. It was very clear that Sphene and some of the other people did not want to talk about certain things. So, I get the feeling that telling her to head over in this direction for the Thunder Yards is the clue for us to go and stumble upon this stuff. The stones in these crates. Could it be turquoise? I don't know. Why don't you tell us, Mr. Crystal Grandpa? So it went in there. In here. I heard faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready to defer a fight, everyone. Okay, Aaronville, you stay in the back since you always say that you can't fight. Even though you look like you manned that gun turret pretty well on the train. See, is there gonna be an aether current in here? North, yes, there probably is. Oh, well, yeah, I'd say there is. I'd like to Graha and Alizé first, and then I'll pick up the aether current. It would appear no one has worked these tunnels in quite some time. I'm not worried. We've had to improvise countless times before, after all. Isn't that like the entirety of the quest? Like just constant improvisation? Anyway, let's go and grab the save the current. And then let's talk to Kryl, Wilklamot, and then Aaronville. See, the mine, it's even got an Enderman. A device made with electropy. It seems to be the only one here. This tunnel just keeps going. We've barely gotten in here, Wilklamot. What are you talking about? I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. This looks like a hidden base if I've ever seen one. I guess those aren't really angry eyebrows. They're just eyebrows.
What is this?
Ironville!
Are these the rebels?
It really is you!
Huh?
Who?
I just have to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Olympia!
My darling, what now?
That's his name. Didn't we already establish that that's his real name? Oh wait, actually I guess she didn't know.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun.
Oh no.
But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Clearly. Yeah, pussy little bun bun. Are you alright? Yeah, let's go with fussy little bun bun.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get an explanation at some point.
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galoo Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Ellen Espier was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me?
This is hilarious.
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
Kakiwa, okay. That makes sense.
I'm sorry?
Oh, but this won't do. Come in! Friends of my Ellen Espier are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Well, clearly this is some other faction.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place, how are things still getting stranger?
And you barely even learned anything. What are you talking about? Alright, let's go ahead and talk to everyone. Wrap this up. The Elegans had machines that could be controlled remotely. Is she using something similar to communicate with us? No. I think her soul's been stuffed into that thing. I can't say I understand what's going on, but at least Kakiwa is safe. Or as safe as she can be. At this point, I doubt anything could possibly surprise me. Kryl, do not say that. Erinville's mother is a floating machine. Right. That makes about as much sense as everything else thus far. Yeah, that's about right. To talk to Erinville, I think this will be the last one we do today. This is what I wanted to get through, actually. I think this one is. That was on a cloud. Oh no, there's one more. Never mind. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. I'm sorry, Erinville. But as to what's happened, we'll need to ask her. Yeah, okay, this is on a cloud. I want to do the next one as well. Alright, let's talk to Erinville and start the next one. Gone and Forgotten. Well, I mean, considering what we've seen so far, this title is very fitting. Erinville is conflicted by this long-fated reunion. Let's hear what she has to say. I really like the voice actress' performance on this. She's really funny, and she captures the spirited nature that she's supposed to have. It's so wonderful to meet you all! I'll try and put enough energy in it to mimic it, but I won't be able to capture it. And the students of Baldesion! It's been quite a while since I heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, it's just a body I control remotely. Oh, okay, he was right, okay. I use this one for our operations. Your operations being what exactly? We're members of a resistance organization, exactly what I called Oblivion. That's the name? That sounds ominous. Oblivion, we call ourselves, and our goal is to thwart Zoraljah's ambition for conquest. Well, I can get behind that. I think we all can. As the leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't be easily found. I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are. Though, truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. Probably for the soul extraction stuff. And that is... As I expect you've already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then does that mean you know who or what is responsible for that? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zoraljah. Again, I can get behind that. But we've failed to do that, and now he's taken his army outside the dome. Yes, we have established that. Anyone want to tell her? None of you wear the strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? I mean this. It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electropy technology, and that we don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do besides remove memories of dead people? Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. Of course, it's called a regulator, so clearly one of those has to be a bit more nefarious. At least. The first, as the name suggests, is to regulate the wearer's reserve of souls. Excuse me? Should they die, the regulator expands a soul to bring them back to life. This sounds very dystopian. Also, that's what Zoraljah used. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. So they take the souls of the old age people and give them to the younger people so that they can revive them in accidents. And Zoral Ja decided to use that technology to create a super army. Because we saw he literally died and then he came back to life. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation. Okay, and that's why they're so happy about their work. To encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. Yeah, this is way more dystopian. This is the level of dystopian I was expecting. Souls are as a common resource and payment for services rendered. The void scent practice of consuming others for their aether comes to mind. I hadn't thought about that, but it's a little kind of similar to that in a way. And similarly, I expect that act comes with some risk. Zoral Ja saw immortality and completely ignored that whole risk part. Yeah, Zeromus, Pagnazo, and Zero. Does it dilute your sense of self? Wouldn't the consciousness of others corrupt your own? Right, that makes a little more sense. That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. So it removed the memory of the other person so that it would make it so that it wouldn't die, it wouldn't conflict when somebody else used their soul. Or if someone used their soul. I think that's how that's going to play out. I'm personally not a fan of all of this, not just because it's dystopian and like horrifying in a way, but also just like I don't really like this concept in general. I feel like it's a little flawed in a way, unless we haven't finished the explanation, so let's keep going. Memory management, and the reason everyone has forgotten Namika's existence. The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer, so if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Yeah, that's what I guessed. What everyone guessed except for these people for some reason. Why would they do such a thing? Probably for this reason that I already tried to explain. It's a kindness bestowed upon the people. Oh right, this is supposed to be super entertaining. It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. I know that there's a story that I read that did something like this. And it did something where, to avoid loss, I think they literally just wiped the memory. I forget what the story was, though. What was it? I don't remember if it was a book or a short story or some other game. Maybe I'll remember eventually. I feel like it was like a Bradbury short story. That sounds like something he would write. So this is what is meant by their memories being in the cloud. See? Now we just have to go crash AWS. I mean, whatever they call the place. I'm gonna keep on calling it AWS every time they call it the cloud. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. That glam. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. How convenient. And I see Zoral just saw that and he's like, immortality! Army! So are his soldiers just, like, vessels that have souls in them? With no memories? Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system, to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here. On its surface, it's similar to the Yokoi philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. I mean, I guess I don't really see it that much, to be honest, considering that literally the Yokoi's philosophy was that people would be remembered, whereas this one completely wipes their memory of them. I don't see how that's similar at all. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. It's because he's probably was born after this. Or he was young, at least. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used electropy to devise a means to save what lives they could, so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that Tirali would also accept this way of living, and that's why she's the resistance. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Sphene didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Except, this is probably the dark history that she didn't really want to divulge. Because she kind of just avoided the question. A certain question. And we'll get to it eventually. Ah, so you've already met? She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She also said she wants to help us stop Zoralja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice: live with the risk of true death, or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Zoralja doesn't think so. Quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. Yeah, we've seen that. We saw Zoralja do it. I know just the person to show you. And as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. What? Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me and you'll find out. This is slightly ominous. Are we gonna go cause an accident? Because we saw Zoral Jaw come back to life. We've already seen how this stuff works. Alright, let's head on out. I'll talk to these people eventually, maybe. Right now, I wanna get through this quest and wrap it up, because I'm getting a bit tired. Okay, now I can route up. Let's see, head to the right path. Looks like we just need to meet them outside. Yeah, there they are. So again, are we gonna just go cause an accident with big quotes around it? To alter the memories of the populace with such precision is no small feat. That's why they got, they got AWS on their side. Of course they have the power for this. What does she intend to show us? I'm sorry, but I just can't accept the ideas of using souls as a resource. We're to see how the regulators work, but how? That's what I'm worried about. So those regulators are to blame for everyone forgetting Namika, for forgetting what a wonderful Persian she was. Persian, yes, a Persian. Everyone here? Good. It's just the responsibility of the Thunderyard's hunters to fell any fiend found wandering the area. We're to meet an acquaintance of mine, Strika, one of these hunters. So one of them is going to have an accident while fighting. Whether we cause it or not, they're going to have an accident. I need to use their soul. Okay, it looks like there's one on to the east here. Maybe I'll go ahead and try and get that on the way over. Or Aether Current. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, man, I'm tired. I really want to wrap this up soon. This is what I wanted to get through, though, so that's good. Ah, yes, the soldiers. How nice. Let's see, how much further east? Is it a bit more? I guess I could just get that later. So I'm going to talk to everyone and then talk to Strika. What do you think is in this box? I'm guessing food. I'm guessing guns. Judging by its name, I take it this facility is for gathering lightning energy. Let's get this over with. Strika will show you what life can be with wearing a regulator. Okay, that took me a second to figure out what they were trying to say. Given the opportunity, I should very much like to study electropy on behalf of the students. Of course you would. Well, I am not blind to the potential benefits of these regulators. The risks inherent in giving another party the power to alter your memories cannot be overstated. That's kind of what I was thinking. Never mind the ethical considerations of using souls in such a fashion. Fashion. Wait, I said that right. Never mind. Alright, Streaker, you gonna go die for us? Kakiwa, what are you doing here, and with so many friends? Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might observe you at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on, I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Queen Sphne's crown. They aren't wearing anything at all. It's much too dangerous to have to be here without one. What if they were struck by lightning, or attacked by beasts? I don't think either of those would matter for me. Then again, I am the highest point in this cutscene, so. I can assure you, they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything should go amiss, I will take full responsibility. And everyone's like, wait a minute, I can't fight. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. Kikiwa said you're a hunter, but wouldn't it be better for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? It would, if not for the fact that they're weak to lightning. The Thunder Yard being what it is. They've been ordered to steer clear. And is that why they're standing literally on the perimeter here? Some good they are, eh? But these facilities are vital to the upkeeping of Alexandria's infrastructure. So it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. So you're saying if we unplug this thing, everyone will die. That sounds like the perfect opportunity to me. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. I brought this lot here to see this danger you speak of, if it's not too much of trouble to ask. Ah, of course. In which case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on just any one old beast. You all can handle yourselves in a fight, right? If you cause a ruckus slaying what critters you see nearby, there's a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. So like we're literally gonna watch her die and come back to life and be like, oh, that's what Zoral Jaw did! I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should each slay what we can. Oh, I mean, at least they're asking me to kill things. And here's what I'm good at. My fussy little bun was never any good at fighting, and this body of mine isn't suited to it either. We leave this work in your capable hands, silly little bun. I'm afraid I must leave the fighting to you. You know, Aaronville, I kind of expected you to say that. Alright, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that the Aether Current's gonna be up top there. Let's go ahead and grab it, real quick. Yeah, it's probably gonna be up here. Let's go ahead and head up there, try and get the Aether Current, and then we'll continue the quest objective. Alright, are you up here, Mr. Aether Current, or not? North, okay, this way. It's probably up on that platform then. There it is. Let's go ahead and grab that. Cato Blips. What a goofy name. I wonder if they got their tongue sticking out with the typical blip. Or what would that be? Like when a cat just has their tongue hanging out slightly. Is that a blip? Either way, let's head on over to where we need to go. Go ahead and slay some stuff. Where's the next Aether Current around here? South. Okay, we are heading that direction, so maybe I can get that too. I'm gonna go on top here, just in case it's on top, so I don't have to run all the way around. But I suspect it is going to be down below. Yeah, just a little bit farther south, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and get this as well before we do the objective. Yeah, there it is. I'm glad I'm gonna grab this. I think this is where we came down this path, and I think I noticed that Aether Current, but I didn't actually grab it. Or rather, I saw it with the compass. Either that, or I just completely forgot to check for Aether Currents at that time. Alright, how many overworld ones do we have so far? We have 5, and we need 5 more. Oh, right. I doubt that there's anyone near here, so yeah, southwest. That's probably going to be, that might be where we have the flag. In either case, let's go ahead and hail some more purple smoke. Oh yeah, it's the stuff, yeah, wait, what, huh? When did you guys get here? Also, I just noticed I have no HP. Oops. There we go. Is that all we needed? Oh no, we got more fun. Oops, I messed up that combo. Oh well. There we go. Any more? Nope, we're good. Let's head on back. This has been interesting. I'm just tired. Oh, we got some more purple smoke to inhale. I won't make the joke again this time. Even though this is the good stuff. Oh, never mind. This is a cutscene. It'll probably end with us, with the purple smoke of doom. Usually if there's purple smoke, it's gonna spawn some enemy that we gotta defeat. I think this is one of the first times. Oh, okay, now we're gonna see her die and come back to life. Even though we literally saw Zeral Jaw do it. This one will do nicely. We'll help you. No, that's not the point of this. It's fine, really. I've faced worse. Just watch. I don't like the look of this. Let us help. No. Just let her die. I mean, guys, you've literally seen this before. No, no, no. We literally saw this. Guys. Guys, you've seen this before. That was embarrassing. The bastard caught me off guard. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. Oh right, this is what Zeralja did also. Like guys, you've seen all of this before. Why are you acting this way? Just like, finally, jeez, took you that long. Come on, let's get out of here. And she just walks away like she just didn't just die. That's also a function of the regulators. Yes. Why does it feel like they're just being complete morons with this? Like, obviously that's what Zeralja did. I think I understand how Zeralja was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa, but I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. That's what he did too. It's probably the memories or souls of someone, or like they use up a double soul or something. Oh, it's probably going to be like how we have multiple shards inside of us, and that's one of the reasons we're so powerful. So if you put 2 souls in a body, they get really strong. As soon as the regulator turned red, it was as if you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Don't tell me. You empowered yourself with the soul of a beast? I'm reminded of the serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard who did the same. So you crossed paths with one of the king's elite? Such a form can only be achieved from gorging yourself on souls. We could do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they'd allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. Just casually dying, coming back to life. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with 2 kinds of souls, those of peoples and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. And what about the souls of beasts? Well, you just saw that. They work much in the same fashion, imbuing you with the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you use the soul of a wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, as you saw with Strika. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws. Too many, and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one's form through the souls of other beings, it becomes more and more reminiscent of Void Scent. Yet, unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they can reach the ethereal sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. I see, that makes sense. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. Elsa, you always say it's wrong, and then half the time you're like, oh, you know, it's not actually that bad. It is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Except we literally went to the ethereal sea and saw that that's actually what happens. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. I mean, it's called necessity, Kryl. The civilization and the reflections are surprising indeed. Well, I guess that gets an explanation for how Zeralja came back to life, unfortunately. Let's go and talk to everyone and wrap this up. When Emmett Selk spoke of surprising civilizations and other reflections, I wonder if he had Alexandria in mind. Having seen the beauty of the ethereal sea firsthand, I simply cannot accept what they're doing here in Alexandria. I understand this is part of their culture, but it's no less disconcerting. Sphene speaks of lived experiences that suggest she's far older than she appears. That's what I was thinking, that she might actually be like the immortal queen that's done some pretty terrible stuff in the past, and tries to make up for it by being a good leader and caring about her people. Considering the power of these regulators, perhaps it's not so far-fetched. I've never seen it for myself, but it is said that if Beast Soul is potent enough, a single soul is enough to induce monstrous transformations. Let's put a primal in it. While we all have our thoughts on souls, For now, the important thing is we know what power Zoraal has at his disposal. It is one thing to separate corporeal ether from incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul is entirely is unprecedented technology. Well, not here. This is no longer only to the Olol's concern. With this newfound power, Zoraal has become a real threat to the entire world, unfortunately. Indeed, he has to be stopped, no matter the cost. Alright. The worth of a soul. Alright, that's going to be all for today. This is what I wanted to get through. I wanted to get that achievement. Excuse me, sir, I was trying to take a nice picture, but apparently you have decided, nope. Sir, how did you hit me with a melee attack? How are you hitting me with a melee attack? Alright, let's stand in with this in the background again. Alright, that's going to be all for today. That's what I wanted to get through. It's actually pretty interesting seeing how the souls are being used this way. I mean, I figured that they were harvesting souls in some way, then that's how Zoraal came back to life. But it is interesting that they can use a beast soul to, like, empower themselves and stuff. Which, again, is exactly the kind of thing that Zoraal would want to use for his army. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. I'm not planning on streaming tomorrow, but we'll get back to this next week. Until then, goodbye.